I think every real horror fan has had at least one experience of feeling out of place when compared with quote-unquote mainstream society. And I don't think there's ever really been any real good mainstream attempt to understand why it is that people like horror. Like, most horror fans are generally normal people who have pretty good reasons for enjoying horror, but what are those reasons? The real reasons, not the safe reasons we learn to tell people to make them leave us alone. That's what our podcast is about, interviewing people in the horror business to find out what it is about horror that they really like. My name's Steve, and I'm a bit of a psychology buff, and my co-host is my friend Chris, who's a horror fan. And so far, we've interviewed about 20 people in the business, and we've had a lot of fun with it. We wanted to share some of the highlights with you, but we're just going to share some of the fun stuff. If you want to hear the real meat of the conversations, come check us out on Apple, Google, or our website. And in this set of excerpts, we're going to talk to authors Mia Prime and Zuberan and producer, actress, and death scene choreographer Jenny Todd. And without further ado...
Yeah, I don't sleepwalk anymore, but I do still occasionally sleep talk. And my husband says that one time I woke up from a dead sleep and I just looked at him and I looked angry. And I was like, I apparently crossed my arms and I said, "Bacon, where is it? It's not here." And I made this whole gesture to show the bacon that was not here.
Where is the bacon?
Which is really funny, too, because I've been a vegetarian for most of the time that he's known me, so I don't know why I was asking for bacon, but it wasn't there.
I don't know. You don't even like bacon.
That's definitely one of those inside jokes that will last a lifetime.
Yeah. We'll just occasionally look at each other if something's missing, and then we'll be like, my shoes, where are they? They're not here.
They're with the bacon.
Of course.
Wherever the bacon is, that's where the shoes are.
I just had an image of, if you ever have kids, they're probably going to hate Halloween and be bored with it just to be different.
Yes.
Yep. Probably. My dad says that they'll end up being like jocks and cheerleaders just to spite me.
My mom is so lame.
Oh my God. You can come over to my house, but don't ask my mom about the skulls laying around the kitchen. She gets really excited about it, and you'll never get her to shut up.
Just go straight to my room.
Yeah, don't make eye contact. Hey kids, you want to see this bloody finger?
Where are you going?
Oh God.
What's that body in the closet? Don't ask. Just keep going.
Don't worry about it.
It's not a real body. Just go.
There is a movie, and I'm trying to remember the name of it, that I actually went out and bought. And I don't typically buy movies because, again, I need to almost forget the movie in order to enjoy it again. Oh, it is killing me.
Describe it. Chris probably knows it.
I will do it.
I think it's called The Fall because it's about a guy that...
Did it involve a guy who jumped off of a bridge on a horse and he hurt his leg, and then there was a little... Yeah, that was The Fall by Tarsem Singh.
Yes, that's the one.
Same director as The Cell.
This is why Chris is my co-host.
That is impressive. I am super impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a great movie. That was beautiful.
It is so
everything
gorgeous.
He does. And he really likes that desert with the white sand and the orange sand in Africa.
Apparently.
This is why Chris is my co-host.
He can keep it. Yeah. Chris, I'm super impressed because I'm like, how do I describe this when I can only remember parts of it? Because obviously it's been long enough that maybe I should watch it again.
You said the title.
But I love how, as he's telling the story, it's clearly the little girl's kind of imagination, because reality will slip into her imagination, and it's adorable, and I love it.
Oh yeah, she is just the best part of the whole movie. I watched the making of, and they say how all the scenes with her lines and everything totally ad-libbed. They didn't give her any lines. They told her to say something, and she just said it with the wonderment and the innocence of a child, and it's just that
Nice.
Oh, I just loved her because I was wondering, I was either she is a fantastic actress, or I don't know, because the way she would respond to people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a little both.
I just want to hug her.
Yeah, she is adorable.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, these people seem to be just stories, but no, they come from actual people who have done the serial killers. But a lot of people don't want to have that gritty realism in their face. They're here to be told a story, a nice story where there's a beginning, a middle, and end. And, more than likely there's a happy ending, or even if there's a sad ending, it's usually telling some kind of moral at the end of it.
Well, hold on, man. You know, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in the end, that lady in the truck, she was very happy. She was laughing.
True. Or House of a Thousand Corpses, where, you know, the one lady got a new mask. And then immediately got run over. But
I think that was Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Look at you. I gotta talk to you more about movies.
The Great Mouse Detective.
I'm thinking that would not also be not typically considered horror, no?
No, it wouldn't be. And American Tail.
Okay.
These are the things that used to scare me.
Huh.
What about these things scared you?
Oh, there's this scene in American Tail where Fievel, who's been separated from his family for most of the movie at this point, is in the same mists as his family, and they completely miss finding each other. And it used to scare the crap out of me, because I used to dream about being lost and just missing the people who were trying to find me. So I almost drowned 3 times in the same day.
Wow.
Oof. What?
Yeah, I was left unattended at a water park.
Oh my god. And it's a water park, so there are no, lifeguards on duty?
Yeah, I just don't think they realized I was drowning.
Well, they are good at their jobs.
Oh, yeah. I got yelled at to stop hanging on to the edge.
You there, stop drowning. Stop that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the alternate thing is, if you weren't saved those 3 times, then that means that you got out 3 times and went back.
There is that too.
I mean, there's being a dumb kid.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just pointing it out.
Throughout the whole of my being a teenager, I was constantly consuming stuff, like at a frankly unhealthy rate. I believe at points whenever I was a teenager, I was reading upwards of 400,000 words a day.
Wow.
Wait, 400,000 a day?
Yeah, I have a really fast reading speed. I can read at 1.3K a minute.
That is very fast.
You're like a human Johnny Five.
Yeah.
No shit. So how did this tie into the part of the horror stuff that you enjoyed?
Well, so around this time, young adult fiction was getting super popular, and young adult fiction shares something with horror that regular fiction doesn't have. And that's young adult fiction and horror fiction lets you do some absolutely insane shit you can't get anywhere else.
Like what?
Young adult fiction is not afraid to have body counts and to portray the body counts as bloody and brutal as possible to hammer home the idea that these things are bad.
Yeah.
You read different young adult than I did.
Right?
What, you never read The Hunger Games?
Well,
No, I didn't,
that was
actually.
more implied body count. I mean,
No,
I never read the
no,
books. Did they actually describe the body count?
Yeah, there are people torn apart by giant mutants.
That did not make it into the film.
And then there were suicide bombs.
Huh. Also not in the movie.
There's this entire scene where the main character decides not to date Gale, who is a character in a love triangle, because he authorized the usage of suicide bombs among young children in order to defeat the Capitol.
Wow.
Yeah, and the suicide bombers were 11, by the way.
Yeah, no, I didn't read that series.
I see your point about young adult now, though.
Yeah, that's not pleasant. So
Yeah, that's not a good age to punch a priest.
Sure it is.
actually, I was just gonna say you don't get you'd probably get away with it if you're 15.
Yeah, I probably should have punched him in the face.
Not that we're condoning that for any of the listeners.
Yeah. Kids, don't punch priests unless they deserve it.
Well,
Come on, I know people for this.
yeah, the kids shouldn't be listening to this in the first place. Yes,
That's fair.
Yeah.
Plus, we had our trigger warnings. I condone punching priests in the face.
Hell yeah, let's punch priests in the face.
Only if they're Nazi priests.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember wishing all of my dolls would come to life and talk to me and move around as I would sleep.
I mean, who doesn't wish that, you know?
Yeah. As I would give them permission. I'm going to sleep now. You can go ahead and run and do your things or whatever while I'm sleeping. I won't catch you talking or moving.
That could turn into a horror movie, but that was probably not the way you intended it.
No.
Did you have any favorite costumes from back then?
I had one. I actually won $100, which way back then was quite a lot of money.
Yeah. And you won $100 as a child in the Halloween costume.
Uh-huh.
That's,
I was fourth grade. My brother brought home a paper mache mask of a monkey. And because I was so small, my mom made a monkey costume, the one that used to be attached to the old man with the mustache and making the noise, and the monkey would be on a chain and go around to everybody with the tin cup and get
The
change.
grinder.
yeah, organ grinder. Or no,
Organ grinder monkey.
is that what that's called?
Yeah, the organ grinder monkey. So that's what I was.
Nice.
And uh,
Oh, did you have the fez and the little vest?
yes,
Ah, that's awesome.
Nice.
yes. And of course, my brother had coached me for 2 weeks, threatening to be very, very mean to me if I was going to embarrass him and not perfectly pull off this costume. So we spent hours of making monkey noises in his bedroom to make sure that I could nail it.
Wow, no pressure there. Like, you have to do this perfectly. You have to be the most perfect and convincing organ grinder monkey ever.
That just sounds like an excuse to make a younger sister make monkey noises.
Yes.
That's gonna sound like that. Yeah, that sounds like older sibling shenanigans there.
And yes, I thank my brother very much for all of the torture and stuff that he put me through.
Well, it sounds like you had a good relationship with your brother, so it wasn't like it was more of a laughing with you than laughing at you thing, I guess.
Oh, yes.
That's good.
Oh, yes. By the time we moved to Pittsburgh, I was in 8th grade. He had opened up that door wide open and started teaching me about how to make his face glow in the dark as a skeleton, and would go over to our next door neighbor's house and wait for them to leave the room and turn the lights off and scare the holy bejesus
Nice.
out of the first grader that was her little brother. Yeah. It was a challenge, and then he would turn around and look at me and goes, "Did you see how I did that? No, you need to do that."
Okay, yeah, your older brother was awesome.
Yeah.
Chris is like, I wish my older brother was like that.
I had an older sister, and all she did was tell me to get the out of her room whenever her and her friends were over, and then, like, dig her fingernails into my arm, because that was the only way that she could get me to leave. I have scars.
Mental and physical.
Yes, both.
When you say Alfred Hitchcock, were you talking about movies or the TV show?
The TV show.
Okay.
Huh. I never knew he had a TV show.
What?
A little before my time.
Dude.
Probably the youngest in the room.
Yes.
Remember that.
That's the Alfred Hitchcock theme song.
I
Yeah.
thought that was the theme from his movies. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so I do remember the Alfred Hitchcock TV show. It's
You remember the outline? Like he would step into the screen and it would draw the outline?
yeah, but seriously, I actually just remember that as maybe being like a pre-movie bump that was at the beginning of all of his movies. I guess I blanked that out that was from his TV show.
Yeah, that was the pre-TV show bump.
Okay. Good evening. That whole thing.
Yes. So yeah, come check us out over at horrormakeshappy.com or check out some of our other excerpts until you find someone whose interview you do want to hear.